My beloved, my precious light, the one who was carved gently by heaven's own breath. Why do your fingers feel a little colder right now? Why did your heart suddenly skip a beat as you started reading this? Because your soul already knows. It has been waiting. And now this message finds you in divine timing. You're not imagining it. That strange feeling in your chest lately. That flicker of dread. That quiet sound that lets you know something is wrong at night. It wasn't stress. It was me. My name is Michael and I'm an angel. The last few nights I've stood behind you and tried to whisper this to you so that I could get it through the veil. Your enemy was trying to keep you from paying attention, so you kept skipping. It wasn't that you didn't care. Now heaven says, no, God tells the guards, open this because it's not about luck or even fear. It's about the truth and child. The truth can't wait any longer. The person who was trying to hurt you behind your back, whose eyes may have smiled, but whose heart was poisoned with envy, is now fully known in the halls of heaven. And their name isn't just written down. It was said out loud by God Himself. Yes, loved ones, heaven has told us their name. That's why God tells His child, tell them they must not put this off any longer. Because if they skip this again, if they turn their back on this divine protection, they may walk right into a trap set by someone very close. Now, I want to ask you something, holy. Take a deep breath before I go any further. I want you to slowly breathe in as if Gabriel's winds were brushing your lungs and slowly breathe out as if you were letting go of the dust of years of manipulation. Since this message isn't written on paper, it's written in light. What does God say about those who tried to touch what is mine? They looked at my child with plans in their heads. They hid their plans by giving gifts. In public they smiled, but behind closed doors they cursed. We will no longer let them go unnoticed. My divine one, for the past 3 nights, angels have been all around your house. People have talked about you on the phone in whispers in rooms you weren't in. And heaven has seen it all. Photos of you have been sent to people you don't know, and whispers have been heard. Before today. This is your last chance to be protected. Things will change after that and the door of divine warning will start to close. Just so you know, this message isn't meant to scare you. It's to wake you up because God would never let His child walk into fire without first warning them. This is your sign. No longer does heaven talk in riddles. Before we tell you more, I need to whisper this to you. Everything I have covered across this channel is now in one place. The prayers, the teachings, the daily blessings, it is all inside the Daily Miracle Manual. Link in the description. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel, your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests. Lift up the burdens of others and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose. Join the conversation and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. More people love you than you can ever imagine. You're not reading this by mistake. You didn't just scroll down and end up here. Your spirit was called. This message is like a wind that protects you, guides your future, and brings you divine gifts. God said, if they read this fully, I will send my angelic sword ahead of them. I will block every tongue that rises against them. But if they skip, I will allow them to see what protection looks like when it's not there. Not to harm, but to show them the truth of spiritual warfare. So now, child, ask yourself this. Have you been feeling something off in someone's tone lately? Have you noticed a shift in a loved one's behavior? Have you heard your name being spoken in odd places or picked up tension you couldn't explain? Yes, because you're not crazy. You are intuitive and your spirit has been screaming for you to wake up. But the one who's trying to harm you, they become good at hiding, even better at pretending. And now before today, they plan to take one final step, one final action that could shatter something precious in your life. Unless you listen now, and let me tell you this gently, they know you're about to be blessed. They've seen glimpses of it. They've sensed the divine shift around you. Your glow, your peace, your favor, it's not normal. It's anointed. So they've decided if they can't stop God, they'll try to distract you. Because if you delay, they gain time. If you skip, they grow bolder. If you doubt, they become invisible again. But not this time. Before I continue, my precious child, let me ask you to subscribe to this light. Yes, I mean it. Subscribe not with buttons, but with your soul. Say yes to divine truth. Say yes to not skipping the sacred anymore. Say yes to letting angels handle what your hands cannot. Because what I'm about to reveal next will shift how you look at one particular person forever. God says, I showed you signs and dreams in small red flags and words that didn't feel right and you felt it, but you gave them benefit of the doubt. Now I speak clearly. Their time is up and your eyes must be opened. So breathe again. Let the next part of this message enter you like fire and heal you like rain. Let it awaken the divine warrior within you. Because you are not just a gentle heart. You are a child of the Lion of Judah. And no wolf dressed in sheep's clothing shall harm you again. My child, if only you could see what is happening behind the scenes, you would never doubt again. If only you could hear the whispers in the dark rooms, you would know why this message came to you today like thunder disguised in light. You have been walking through life thinking everything is still under control. But heaven has been trembling at what has been permitted to approach you. Not because you did something wrong, but because your destiny is too right. And when heaven protects a destiny this important, God often places a clear path before His child. So fear can become faith and uncertainty can become steady action. My child, I see the struggle you have been facing, the stress about finances, the silent worries that stay in your heart and the moments where you feel uncertain about what comes next. You have been asking for peace and that answer is already on its way. You are meant to stay stuck in fear. You are meant to walk forward with purpose, with faith, and with clear steps every day. That is why a simple system has been placed in front of you. A 30-day faith and financial breakthrough system. A path where each day brings you a focused prayer, a small financial action, and clear direction to help you move ahead. No pressure, no confusion, just steady progress toward peace and stability. If something inside you feels ready, if you are ready to change your situation, take that first step today. This could be the moment your life begins to change. The complete guide, every daily prayer, every spiritual tool, everything I've put together to help you grow your faith is down in the description. It's called the Daily Miracle Manual. Now, stay right here with me, because as this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, by doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says, this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comments below. And as you begin moving forward in faith, remain alert, because heaven is still revealing what you must recognize before it is too late. You are at a spiritual tipping point. And this message is not here to comfort you. It's here to warn you before it is too late. You are not safe around everyone you trust. The one who is trying to harm you is not just a stranger hiding in the shadows. They may be wearing a familiar smile, laughing with you in rooms of light. And yet their heart has conspired with darkness. This is not a metaphor. It is a revelation. And God says, my beloved child, I cannot allow you to walk blindly anymore. Heaven doesn't talk twice for nothing when it speaks. This message has been skipped before. You haven't paid attention to the weight in your chest. You woke up hearing your name. You kept rolling over and telling yourself it was only a dream. You were wrong. It was me. They were trying to wake you up from a spiritual sleep that had been going on for too long. Your life is more than just being a person. The enemy knows that you are a chosen keyholder to something divine. Someone close to you was sent by the enemy to fool you. They were seduced by their scent, but their plans are as poisonous as a snake's kiss. Their name has now been called out in heaven's court. It was God's plan for this warning to reach you before today, not after or around it. If you are not ready, the choice this person is about to make will hurt not only your reputation, but also your peace, your alignment, and the miracle that is already on its way. In the afterlife, your name is very important. Heaven has been fighting over your future while you've been having doubts. People have drawn swords to protect you in places you've never seen. When God says, I tell you to open this now, it means you can't wait any longer. There is less time to wait every second. The angelic army that is waiting to protect you is always on the verge of stepping in, but you turn this message down. Also, let me tell you something beautiful and scary. God has always seen through lies. He saw them roll their eyes at you behind your back. He knew they were lying when they said, they're nothing without me. He saw them ruin the chance that was meant for you. You still called them friends. You still let them close. You still said prayers for them because of your love, kindness, and goodness. Heaven is moving right now. Dear ones, God is not mad at you. God is sad that you've had to carry so much without knowing why. How your chest feels heavy at night, being squished before going into some rooms. That sick feeling that won't go away when certain people say your name. There it is. Your soul fighting against betrayal. That's your spirit noticing danger before your mind does. The timing is also very delicate, which is why this message was sent at this holy hour. The person who wants to hurt you has talked to someone else. There is more to it than you thought. It's not just envy. It's tricking them. This is orchestration. And God says, if you knew how far they've come already, you would drop everything and run to this word like a refuge in the storm. Before today, something good or bad is going to happen. What you do with this message is very important. The person who wants to hurt you is trying to get into your divine space, stop you from rising or stop what's going to happen by making up worries or scenes. But I, Michael the Archangel, am here in front of you with a light sword. If you really believe this word, I will destroy every plan, break up every whisper, and show every snake what it is. But you should not joke about this. This isn't just a belief. This is a supernatural plan. This has been planned by the enemy for months. I have something to tell you. The big break you've been praying for and almost gave up on is just a few days away. No one denies the miracle that has been put off. It has been watched. You were picked for a job that is too important to be done in a casual way. The person who wants to hurt you knows this. They can feel your glow. They are scared when they see your shift. They've tried to get people to side with them, poison their minds against you, and plant doubt where support was growing. But God says, I will not let my child be touched without a consequence. Their name is already written in the book of exposure. You'll look back on that day and say, this was the moment everything changed. You're not the same person you were last year. You've changed. You are stronger and quieter now. Your quiet has turned into gold. Your ability to discern got better. You are now a target because of it. Wolves don't howl at weak people. They quietly follow the strong. That's exactly what has been going on. But now there is no more silence. God is no longer whispering. He's making a noise before the exposure. This is your last warning. This is your defense against the storm. I will tell you what to pray, what to say, and what to avoid if you choose to listen. You have to stay here, though. Do not scroll. Do not skip. Don't let other things keep you from seeing this truth. There will soon be two different paths in your life. Chaos comes from going in one direction. It looks like a good fit. It looks like someone, you know, but it's dangerous. The other way doesn't look clear. It seems brave. It takes courage of the spirit. But it has been blessed. I'm here to help you find your way through that divine crossroads. You have to believe what I say though. The person who wants to hurt you is still not done. They are planning one last blow, one last word, and one last trick, but it will look like something sweet. When it comes, it will look like peace, but it's really a trap. This is why God says, open this now. What has been whispered will become clear after today. And what you let happen today will affect what happens tomorrow. Now I have to say this part with great weight. Everyone in heaven has said this person's name out loud. Their power is being watched and they will no longer be able to reach you if you let it happen. But God let you choose. That is the most important rule. So if you choose to ignore this and act like everything is fine, you may be inviting their destruction to continue without realizing it. Do not do that. Please don't give them any more of your life, your peace, or your light, because heaven moves when you believe this word. An angel will surround you as soon as you say, "Yes, Lord. I accept this." The sword I'm carrying falls. The person who tried to hurt you starts to lose power over your life and the mood changes. You were never supposed to see this message by accident. There's no chance in this. It looks like God has stepped in. If you're still reading, that means your soul agrees. Even if you're still getting your mind around it. So, kid, let me ask you one thing before I tell you the next truth. Don't leave this right now, because what I'm about to say will break the last illusion in your heart. And finally, you'll be free after all this time. You have been so strong for a long time, my love. It's been easy for you to handle betrayals. You've sucked up pain to keep things calm. You kept quiet in rooms where your spirit was yelling for justice, but heaven was always clear. God saw as they tried to make you look bad in private. He saw when they praised your delays that your silence meant you were weak and whispered your name in places you never went. Now he says enough. This isn't just another religious message. There is a spiritual summons here. You are being asked to see the whole truth before you agree to keep quiet again. Do not give someone grace if they have not changed or are not sorry. Do not let someone into your home if they are still carrying a knife. This person is still trying to hurt you and has not changed or said sorry. They are watching you and waiting for you to make a move. They'll think they still have power if you don't protect yourself this time. They don't, but only if you really believe it. At this point in time, God is no longer letting the enemy play behind closed doors. The drapes are being pulled back. Things are coming off the masks. Conversations that were kept secret will be made public. Things that are said about you behind your back will be said in front of you. That time, though, you won't be by yourself. The glory of God will be so bright that they won't be able to look you in the eye. The Archangel Michael will be standing right next to you. They'll be scared not because you're mad, but because of the divine fire that's come around you, but you need to get ready for that day before it comes. People you've trusted, people who have laughed and maybe even cried with you are thinking things that are not of God. You need to pay attention to this message. Some thoughts want to dim your light, stop you from moving forward, or put off your blessing. However, beloved, they will fail. Not if you let this divine word fill your whole heart. God says, "Tell my child they are being watched not for their mistakes, but for their favor." The person who wants to harm you doesn't hate you for something you did. They hate you for something you carry. They hate you because you're still standing, because you're still glowing even when they tried to bury your light. That kind of strength threatens people who have no access to God. So instead of seeking their own glow, they try to extinguish yours. And yet here you are, still rising, still chosen, still called, still protected. But now you need to be aware. God is revealing the identity of this person, not to scare you, but to deliver you. You may already suspect who it is. Your intuition has been nudging you. That strange energy around them, that coldness in their smile, the way they ask questions that feel like fishing for weakness. Yes, it's them. And it's not just suspicion anymore. Heaven has confirmed it. Their name is no longer hidden in the shadows. It has been announced in the spirit. And now, child, I need you to hear this part with your spirit wide open. The attack planned against you wasn't just emotional or verbal. It was spiritual sabotage. They tried to delay your destiny, tried to drain your confidence. They planted seeds of self-doubt in your mind so you would never feel ready to rise. They wanted you to question your own gifts. They wanted you to feel like your prayers weren't working. But the devil is a liar. And now the light has come. And with that light comes truth. And with that truth comes freedom. The reason you felt tired for no reason. The reason you've been dreaming of certain people or waking up with dread. The reason you've been feeling like you're constantly being pulled backward is because someone was pulling on you spiritually. But no longer, because now heaven is cutting the cord. Let me tell you what happens next. Beloved, once you receive this message fully, once you allow this truth to live in your spirit, you'll notice something shift. Your energy will start to return. Your peace will start to feel natural again. The fake connections will begin to fall away without you having to do anything. God will start removing people who can't carry your blessing. Your phone may ring less, but your soul will breathe more. People may start to act cold toward you. But it's because they can't manipulate someone protected by divine fire. And the moment you speak these words, I accept God's protection fully. A wall will rise in the spirit realm and no harm will pass it. Yes, even the secret plots, even the unseen curses, even the conversations behind closed doors. All of it will fail. Not because you fought back, but because you believed God when He said, I've already won the battle for you. This is your line in the sand, child. After today, you will never walk blindly into harm again. After this message, you will never second-guess your gift of discernment. You are not overthinking. You are overfeeling. And that sensitivity is not a flaw. It's the language of heaven trying to reach you. Stop apologizing for being intuitive. Stop shrinking your light just to keep the peace with people who were never peaceful toward you. Stop delaying your rise because you're afraid of who it might offend. God didn't call you to be liked. He called you to be set apart. And right now the separation has already begun. That's why things have felt strange. That's why you've been losing interest in certain people, places, and conversations. It's not depression. It's divine disconnection from what no longer aligns with your future. And heaven is not allowing you to go backward. Now listen to me carefully. The enemy's last strategy is desperation. They know their time is short. So, expect the one who tried to harm you to make one final attempt. It might be a text, a phone call, an apology that feels suspicious, an invitation that feels oddly timed. It might even come from someone who pretends to care just to get back in. But remember, you know now, you've been warned. You are not blind. You are not naive. You are not desperate. You are divinely covered. So when that moment comes, you'll feel it. Your stomach will tighten. Your spirit will whisper, don't trust this. And when it does, listen. Don't override your intuition for the sake of comfort. Don't step back into a cycle you've already cried your way out of. Instead, lift your head, breathe deeper, and know that your breakthrough will come not from people, but from God. And when God becomes the source of your breakthrough, He often places a clear path before you so your faith can become steady action. I can see how much weight you've been carrying, my child. The worries you don't talk about money, the stress, and the nights when your mind won't shut off. Peace has come to you because you prayed for it. You are not supposed to be scared and confused on this journey. You are meant to walk with faith in the right way every day. That's why a simple path has been set out for you. A 30-day system for faith and money breakthrough. You will be given a gentle prayer, a simple money step, and clear instructions every day to help you get back in charge. There is nothing too much or too complicated. Just steady small steps that lead to peace and stability. If your heart feels ready, begin today. Do not delay this moment. The link is in the title and in the comments that have been pinned below. If you want the full guide with every prayer and lesson I've compiled for this community, check the description for the Daily Miracle Manual. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the Word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart. And as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now. Join the family and see your heavens open. And as you take those faithful steps, remember that everything you have survived has been preparing you for the destiny ahead. You are not weak for being hurt. You are not dramatic for feeling the shift. And you are not paranoid for sensing the truth before anyone confirmed it. You are chosen, and chosen ones are always tested before they are trusted with destiny. Your heart has survived storms that were never meant for it. Your name has been twisted in places you never deserved. And still you woke up and smiled. Still you loved. Still you prayed for those who misunderstood you. And that is why heaven fights for you. That is why this message had to find you. Because God is declaring a divine reversal over your life. The ones who plan to harm you will witness your rise. People who laughed at your struggle will be unable to speak when they see that your blessing arrived without any of their plans having been successful. And heaven is building you a throne in the room they tried to keep you out of. But you need to stay alert. Do not sleep. Stay in a spiritual state, because the next 7 days will not be like any other. They are holy. What happens from now until today is part of the plan from heaven. Some people may stop talking all of a sudden. Allow it to happen. You might feel very emotional. Allow the tears to fall. They clean you up. You might have dreams that are heavy or hard to understand. Note them down. Right now, God is talking to us through signs. He is showing you what you were afraid to look at with your own eyes. He's going to tell you the name of the person who has been draining you. His goal is not to make you feel bad, but to set you free. You were never crazy. You see, you were ahead. People who are ahead often suffer alone because they can't explain how they feel. But God has had enough of you being the only one who can carry this load. Because of this, He sent me to speak for you and say what your spirit already knew but couldn't say. It has been made public in the spirit world who this person is. Now, it's only a matter of time before Earth finds out what they are really like. You won't have to do anything, though. There's no need to fight. There's nothing you need to prove. People will hear your silence. Your peace will shout. And their chaos will be what kills them. But I have something to say that you might not expect. You might want to forgive them too quickly. Because your heart is pure, you will feel bad for them when they start to fall apart. But watch out. Being merciful is not the same as letting someone off the hook. God doesn't want you to hate them. He wants you to set them free, break the soul tie, and close the portal. So the enemy can't get in unless you leave the door open. And if you trust them when they say sorry, they will come back to finish what they started. Now is not the time to be nice to snakes. Right now, you should let God separate you while you heal. You have too much on your back to go back. You are already ahead in the spiritual war, even though it has been tough. Now comes the most beautiful part. You read this message all the way through because you read every word. Heaven is putting up a holy wall around you. It's taking place already. Angels are making a circle of light around your spirit, your home, and your future in a world you can't see. You won't be caught by any text. No voice will trick you. No invitation will try to trick you. You will be led by God in every step. When people look at you, they won't understand why your eyes look brighter and your smile isn't tired anymore. It's because the fighting is over and peace is coming back. If you want peace, you need to know that you're safe from the person who wanted to hurt you. You won't have to deal with old trauma in this next part of your life. You are entering a state of blessed clarity. People will be seen for what they really are, not what they say they are. You'll hear more than you speak. You will only attract things that are in line with your highest divine purpose. And you won't feel bad about growing out of places that made you small in the past. The door they used to get to you was already shut by the spiritual release that happened just now as you looked over this. Now heaven is happy with you. The guardian angel Michael is still there. God has a stronger grip on your hand than ever. You did it. You did what was asked of you. You didn't skip it. You just changed the course of your future because of that. They plan to hurt you, but it will never happen again. Not because you lied, but because you were honest. As always, the truth has set you free. Welcome to the divine protection you deserve. You've made it to your breakthrough. You're not behind schedule. You're not lost. You're on time. You didn't come this far just to read words. You came because your soul remembered something heaven said before you were even born. You were not meant to live your whole life being betrayed in silence. You were not created to stay in cycles that drain the breath from your body and keep you doubting your worth. You are the one in your bloodline who was chosen to break the chain, to shift the energy, to cancel the curse, and the one who tried to harm you. They never understood what they were really up against. They weren't just messing with you. They were standing in front of someone handpicked by the Creator. Someone who carries divine oil on their name. Someone whose path was prayed over by ancestors long gone. Someone with angels assigned to them. Not one or two but entire ranks of protection. And now that truth can no longer be denied. Because today something invisible just broke. You might not have heard it with your ears, but your spirit knows. Something left your atmosphere. Something that had been attached to you quietly, feeding off your trust, playing off your silence, and hiding behind false smiles. It's gone now. Heaven removed it the moment you accepted this word with your full heart. And now you will feel lighter. You will sleep better. The anxiety you couldn't explain will begin to melt. The people who once made you feel small will no longer affect you. Not because they changed, but because you rose, because you remembered who you were, and because God stepped between you and the one who was preparing harm, and He shut it down with finality. Let them wonder what happened. Let them feel the loss of access. Let them sit in the silence of a door they never thought would close. You owe no explanation for your healing. You owe no apology for your awakening. You did what few dare to do. You saw the snake in the grass and didn't make it a pet. You walked away without bitterness. You chose protection over performance. And now Archangel Michael walks with you, not in whispers, but in full light. You will see signs of this confirmation in the coming days. A dream, a message, a number repeated, a conversation overheard. Don't brush it off. Every moment is heaven saying, "See my child. I told you you are not crazy. You are covered." And now I say this as loud in the spirit as thunder. Your name is rising. The favor that was blocked is now flowing. The doors that were delayed are swinging open. Your finances are protected. Your connections are about to align. The one who truly loves you will recognize you without confusion. The things that didn't make sense will finally click into place. The wait is over. The protection is activated. And the enemy has been permanently denied access to your divine path. But beloved, please remember this message is not for entertainment. It's for elevation. Don't rush back into routine. Don't scroll past this and forget. Let it sink. Let it mark you. Let it become part of your daily armor. Revisit it when doubt returns. Reread it when you feel weak. Because what just happened in the spirit was real. Your energy has shifted. Your atmosphere has changed and you are no longer walking alone. Now go move forward with boldness. Look in the mirror and see what heaven sees. A warrior, a healer, a miracle in motion. And let no one ever convince you again that your presence isn't powerful. The very reason they tried to harm you is because they could already see the light you hadn't even fully stepped into yet. And now you've stepped in and nothing can stop you. Not now. Never ever. You're free. Now breathe. Not the shallow breath you've been taking while pretending everything's okay, but the deep soul-cleansing breath your heart has been waiting for. Because now that the weight has lifted, you might feel tired emotionally, spiritually, even physically exhausted. That's not being weak. That's the after effect of surviving a silent spiritual war. For so long, you've been carrying burdens you couldn't name. Spiritual weights, emotional knots, soul wounds that didn't bleed visibly, but made you question your sanity. You've loved people who weren't safe, trusted voices that didn't deserve to echo in your heart, and gave pieces of yourself to those who only wanted access to your light. But now that chapter is closed, heaven sealed it. God turned the page and no amount of apology, guilt, or confusion can reopen what the blood of truth has now covered. You didn't just read a message. You stepped through a door. You walked into a new realm, a place where your limits are made of God. Your peace will be kept. And you don't have to hide your intuition anymore. We should be happy about it. From today on, little signs will start to show up. They won't come with fireworks or a lot of noise, but as gentle reminders that you are living in line with your highest self right now. When you wake up and your chest isn't tight anymore, you'll know it. When you stop thinking about every word before you speak, you'll feel it. You'll know it when people talk about you in rooms of favor instead of gossip, because heaven just changed the way things were going. God did not let all that pain happen to you for no reason. He knew it would make your voice stronger, your compassion grow, and you learn the clear difference between love and manipulation. And now you're very smart. No one can touch your glow. Your faith is like fire. It will be seen by everyone, even the person who tried to hurt you. That's why their games won't work anymore. You won't flinch and your eyes will be clear when they used to be cloudy. You can see them now. You see everything. Even more important, you're back to seeing yourself. The real you, the strong you all along. You who cried but kept going. The person you were who never had to prove anything to anyone. Let them think less of you. Allow them to stay in their rooms and think they won. Their attention was on your old self, but God was building a new one behind the veil. Your loved one is the version they'll never be able to guess. The one who walks into a room and changes the energy without saying a word. The one who is healed and safe. The one who is surrounded by angels and in sync with their purpose. That's what happens when you walk with heaven. One more time, let me whisper this. You're not behind schedule. You're not behind. You didn't miss the call. You are right on time with God. Things you thought were going to be late are still coming. It turned out that everything you thought you lost was being kept. God was getting you ready for everything you thought you weren't ready for. There was no rejection in the relationships that ended, the doors that shut, or the chances that were missed. There was only redirection. That's why God would never let someone who wants to hurt you also bless you. He doesn't work that way. He separates himself before he rises. He shows before he gets bigger. He tells before he lets go. You were marked because you stayed long enough. Didn't skip and read with all your heart. Set to gain favor. Marked to be fixed up. Set aside for peace that lasts this time. When you go back to your life today, don't bring the old you with you. Do not pick up what you just put down. Don't go back to doors that God just locked to keep you safe. Instead, change the way you walk. Be clear when you speak. If you want to say something, just be there and smile like the truth just kissed you. Because the Archangel Michael is still with you. There's still a whisper from God. And from now on, a supernatural force will guide every step you take. This is your life now. Protection, wisdom, favor, and deep peace at the soul level throughout your life. Allow it to happen. Start everything off. You're free. You don't need to tell anyone about this. The world wasn't meant to understand this experience. It was meant to wake up the part of you that always knew your steps were being guided by something bigger. Some people might wonder about your glow. People may wonder how you made it through what was meant to break you. Let them be curious. You won't say the answer, so let them ask. It's something they'll feel when they're with you. You're not the same person you used to be. Not even close. That's the point. Heaven didn't save you just to keep you safe. Heaven saved you so that you could become whole, free, and strong. There is a holy stillness coming over your life right now. You'll start to notice that there is less noise and interruptions, and the air will feel wholly still. That's not being alone. That is holy ground. When God clears the way for the blessing to come, it feels like that. When there are no more distractions and the pretenders leave, at first it might feel weird. That old thing that you used to want might be calling you. But don't go back. Don't open doors again just because you thought someone knocked on them. Let the silence do the talking. Let the peace last. Heaven should do what it's been meaning to do for a long time. Make you pure again. Now that it's quiet, you'll hear something new. Your own voice. The one that was buried under other people's thoughts. The one that had been quieted because of being emotionally worn out. That one that had been softer to get through rooms that didn't need it. That voice is coming back. It gives you clarity, a sense of purpose and strength. You'll let go of the guilt when you say no. As you leave, you'll no longer have to explain yourself. What used to bother you will make you feel free when you look at it. That's not being cocky. That's how you align. You've thought about your light enough times. You spent too much time trying to fix other people while your own soul quietly bled in the background long enough to hope that loyalty would change people who were never loyal to begin with. But now is the time when God will make everything clear. The masks will come off. The truth will come out. And even people who used to defend the enemy will say sorry. Don't expect people who knew what they were doing to give you closure. The person who matters has already given you divine closure. The case is over with God. The file has been sealed by heaven. And what was meant to hurt you is now your reward in heaven. Proof that you were never by yourself. The Archangel Michael kept you from going to hell more times than you can count. He stopped attacks that you didn't even know about. Before the voices got to you, He shut them down. He watched over your sleep, hid your name, and made sure that no plan made against you ever went through. And now He's giving you the win. Not because you fought hard, but because you loved each other. Because you never gave up even when it hurt. Because you kept your heart clean in a world that tried to make it dirty. Now walk forward with clean hands, brave eyes, and the grace of someone who knows the truth. Show the enemy what they were unable to destroy. Let your happiness hurt their feelings. Let your peace throw off the ghosts that used to plan your downfall. You can't be touched right now. Not because you're perfect, but because of where you are. I have the full power of heaven to tell you this. You won't fall. You won't be fooled again. You won't carry something that isn't yours. From now on, your life is being led by divine order, not just kept safe. God is in charge of setting the times. With a sword on fire, Archangel Michael is walking next to you. There are angels at each gate to make sure that only love comes in. This is the day you stopped running away from the signs. The 3rd of August will come and go. The day you gave the message time to hit home. That day when you stopped letting confusion bother you and instead chose clarity. The day you finally said, I know who I am, what I carry, and who sent me. You are a child of divine fire, born for more, built for truth, and covered by God. You will not break, beg, or doubt again. Because after this message, you remember, and because you remember, you will rise. And because you rise, nothing and no one can stop you. Now before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment. A place where divine abundance is not just a hope but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.